Cuckoo. This is race 1 of the 2019 East Bay Regatta, the MacIntyre Cup. The only sort of game plan we had coming into this race was to get to the far shore as quickly as possible, and that would require a very long port tack. Right away. to starboard tack, and immediately we get a measure of our progress. Begin to go through a series of shorter tacks here for a variety of reasons. One, we're trying to stay within a narrow wind band that we think we're in. We're also trying to cover some other boats, and ultimately we want to end up with the starboard tack approach to the windward mark. first Spinnaker Division race Kookaloo has ever sailed in. And as ridiculous as this sounds, our crew has never flown a Spinnaker. We've never hoisted a Spinnaker. We never jibed a Spinnaker. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to have a starboard approach to the windward mark. It enables us to take care of a few tasks before actually rounding the mark. When time permits, the first step is to set your Spinnaker pole. This means we run a Spinnaker sheet through one end of the pole. This will become known as the Spinnaker guy, and the other end of the pole is then attached to the mast. Ideally, the pole lift and the downhaul are immediately adjusted so that the pole is parallel to the deck surface. When the Spinnaker is being hoisted, it's best if the guy and the sheet are set as quickly as possible. This will enable the Spinnaker to fill properly. Now that the Spinnaker is up, the next step is to drop the genoa, because it will interfere with the Spinnaker shape. Until the foredeck crew finishes their work, it's my job to control the sheet of the spin while also trying to maintain the proper helm. If the winds had been any heavier, I'm not even sure if we would have attempted this. Remember, this is our first time flying a Spinnaker. The wind is hitting us on our starboard beam. This means that the pole really should be as forward as possible without, of course, hitting the forestay. And this is very difficult in heavy winds. At this angle, I probably could have gotten more power by sheeting in the main, but I'm not pushing it right now. Relatively speaking, I was very pleased with how our crew handled that first Spinnaker hoist. Now we're all in position. Of course, our next test, though, is going to be the upcoming jibe. On Kookaloo, we do end-to-end jibe with the Spinnaker pole. This means you first detach the Spinnaker pole from the mast. That end will then become the new guy, and then of course you must release the old guy and put that end of the pole onto the mast. I like to swing the boom across only after the Spinnaker jibe has been made. I still can't believe that we actually entered a Spinnaker Division race without ever having flown a Spinnaker before, but I think the reason why we had just a little bit of success with some of these maneuvers is the fact that as a team I think we really communicate well. We talked continually about what our roles would be, how we were going to execute. This is a very long Spinnaker run. We're able to really settle into our roles, and we're able to play the Spinnaker, let it out, let it out, let it out, sheeting only when required. And in the end, we ended up sailing a pretty good race. We knew at the finish that we did well. We certainly, though, weren't expecting the
end result.
Hopefully we don't crash and burn tomorrow. Well, that's just the way it goes for the big scene. So, when's your next big race? Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Well, enjoy. How are you going to celebrate tonight? I'm going to have a Corona and spend it with the clouds and the Kennedys and everyone else. Okay, thanks for this.